Hi guys, today we are going to talk about judgment regarding luxury handbags. I know you've all experienced this or witnessed it. Why is there so much judgment when it comes to luxury handbags? There are all kinds of other things that people spend their money on and they're not judged for it. So what is it specifically about luxury handbags that dredges up so much anger and hatred and judgment, so much negativity in so many people? We're going to explore that in this video, so stay tuned. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and small goods to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. And one of the perks of subscribing to my channel is that you get to see my community posts on your YouTube homepage, where I post deals and discount codes and sales and rare finds related to these beautiful things we love. And if you can hear that whistling in the background and you're new to my channel, you may not know what that is my parrot, Vincent. She's way across the apartment. All my doors are closed, but you can still hear her. She hears me talking, and when she hears me, she's a flock animal. She's social, so she starts talking. Have you ever had someone be judgmental toward you because of one of the luxury handbags you've carried? It could be a stranger on the internet. I see people all the time, like on Facebook and the Louis Vuitton groups, for example, who'll say, here, I'm posting my picture of my new Louis Vuitton bag, or the Vuitton bag I'm carrying today, and I can only post it here because only you will understand. If I post it on my personal page, I'll get all kinds of hate for it. Can y'all relate to that? Or maybe you're out in public and someone says something about your bag, or maybe a family member or someone who lives in your house says something about your handbags. Some of the things that I have heard, not necessarily directed at me. I've been fortunate that I haven't had a lot of this judgment, at least in my personal life. I do get some of these comments on YouTube. I talk about those in the mean comments videos. So here's some examples. Oh my God, how much did that cost? I would never spend that much money on a bag. I'd rather put my money in the stock market. Think of all the good that money could have done for someone who needs it. You really should have given that money to charity. Wow, you must be rich. Boy, you really must want people to think you're rich. You think you're so much better than other people. You must be materialistic. You must not be a very happy person. I wonder what's wrong with your life that you have to fill it with things like handbags. Any of those sound familiar? Personally, I think they're hilarious. People make all kinds of assumptions about us based on these bags. And really, I mean, there's judgment about all kinds of things, not just handbags, of course. And people jump to assumptions, conclusions about people based on all kinds of things. Skin color, the car you drive, your gender, the way you dress, your hairdo, some mannerisms you make, the way you speak, all kinds of things. The possibilities are endless. Humans are prone to be judgmental. We are prone to create us versus them groups, and we tend to be judgmental against the them group, the people that we see or perceive as different from us in some way. It's an unfortunate thing that we are prone to do that, but that's one of the reasons that I went into psychology in college, was to learn more about human behavior so I could understand it better and I could correct my own behavior. Not that I am perfect by any means, but I think once you're aware that you're judgmental and that that's a natural thing to do in humans, then you can start to recognize that in yourself, question why you are that way, and change it. When I've had conversations on this channel, or I've seen conversations in Facebook groups or wherever it might be, and this topic of luxury handbag judgment comes up, a lot of people explain it away as jealousy. They think if someone is judging you because of your handbag, that they're just jealous of your handbag. I think it's definitely not that simple. I also don't think that everyone who judges you over a handbag is jealous of your handbag or wants to have that. Not everybody wants a Louis Vuitton bag. I think we all know this. I think it is true of some people, but I suspect that it's not true of most. Here's my theory. My theory about luxury handbag judgment is that these handbags, because of marketing over the decades, they've become status symbols. A lot of other status symbols, and I mean status symbols of wealth in particular, because they are advertised to be something that is expensive, and therefore a certain kind of person with a certain kind of income or disposable income. The thing about luxury handbags is that's really not true at all. I have another video. It's something like Louis Vuitton is not for poor people, and I'll link it below so you can go watch it if you're interested. But it's really all about how Louis Vuitton is for poor people. Louis Vuitton is made, and most of these luxury brands, we have this concept of them being unattainable because of their price point, but they're really not at all. For most people, it's not that difficult to be able to save up and get one of these bags. It's one of the reasons that so many of us see Louis Vuitton everywhere. It's pretty saturated in many places. And that's one of the differences between handbags as a status symbol and some other kind of expensive status symbol like a house or certain vehicles. Those most people can't afford, a mansion or a Lamborghini, but most people can afford a Louis Vuitton bag. And especially now that they're on the pre-loved market and you can buy vintage ones for only a few $100s. So there's this idea that these handbags are only for wealthy people. And if you have one and someone knows you and they know you're not wealthy, then there's a tendency for some people to think, well, I know you're not wealthy, but you have this bag, so you're trying to make people think you're wealthy. Or they perceive these bags as expensive and unattainable, and they see you with one and they think you shouldn't be able to afford one because they can't afford one, so they think you're showing off. And often, if they can't think they can afford one, it's because they don't realize that they can afford one. They don't know enough about these brands to know that there are definitely affordable bags out there for most people. Also, when I see this topic of conversation come up, people always bring up the fact that other people spend money on all kinds of other things. Some people go to Starbucks every day. That adds up. Some people spend a lot on golf equipment or on clothes or on any number of other unnecessary things. Beauty products, makeup, travel. And that even if you know someone is spending a lot on these, there's not really judgment for it. And that's because these items aren't status symbols like a handbag is. Or can be. And even though some of those items also bring up some judgment, it doesn't compare to the kind of judgment people who carry luxury bags can get. And again, my theory is just, it's all about perceptions of status and not about reality. And those of us who carry these bags, we know that most of us, there is an allure of status to it, especially when you're first starting out with the brand, because that's the perception most of us have. But a lot of us in this handbag community, we just love handbags, and we appreciate bags that have great quality and a history. It gives it more meaning, it's more special to us, and handbags are just one of our things. And by the way, not our only thing, because though a lot of people see handbags as very frivolous things, that doesn't mean the person carrying them is frivolous. So next time you might get a comment like this or observe one or come across this sort of thing, one of the things that I have always tried to keep in mind, at least for the last few years when I've been figuring these things out, always remember when someone does something that upsets you, whether it's about luxury handbags or anything else, remember that you can't control other people's behavior. You can't control what they do, you can't control how ignorant they might be. What you can control is yourself and your own reactions and how you interpret other people's behavior. And you can rest assured that you have your bags not because you're frivolous, not because you're trying to convince anyone that you have money that you don't have, or money that you do have, but because you enjoy handbags. And you have every right to have whatever handbag you want, as long as you're coming by it honestly, don't go out stealing handbags, and that you buy them for yourself because you enjoy them. I don't think any of us buy handbags for other people. I'm not spending thousands of dollars on handbags to impress anyone. I'm sure you are like me, you work hard for your dollars, and you can spend them however you want. And it's your money, no one else's, and no one else has the right to judge you for what you like. So enjoy your handbags and ignore the idiots. Thank you so much for watching, I do appreciate it. I hope to see you back here next time. I hope you and your loved ones are doing well, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.